Nevertheless the righteous shall suffer straight things, and hope for wide, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. And he said unto me, There is no judge above Elohim, and none that has understanding above El Elyon. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the Torah of Elohim that is set before them. For Elohim has given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless they were not obedient unto him, but spoke against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of El Elyon, that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his Torah have they despised, and denied his covenants, in his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works. And therefore, Ezra, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are the full things. Behold, the time shall come, that these tokens which I have told you shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. For my son Yahusha shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. After these years shall my son Mashiach die, and all men that have life. Ezra Revi'i, for Ezra, 7:24-29 Sefer. After these years shall my son Mashiach die, and all men that have life. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days, like as in the former judgments, so that no man shall remain. And after 7 days the world, that yet awakens not, shall be raised up, and that shall die that is corrupt. And the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her, and so shall the dust those that dwell in silence, and the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. And El Elyon shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long-suffering shall have an end, but judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. Ezra Revi'i, for Ezra, 7:29-34 Sefer. Then the pit of torment shall appear, and opposite it shall be the place of rest, and the furnace of Sheol shall be disclosed, and opposite it the paradise of delight. Then El Elyon will say to the nations that have been raised from the dead, Look now, and understand whom ye have denied, whom ye have not served, whose commandments ye have despised. Look on this side and on that, here are delight and rest, and there are fire and torments. Thus, he will speak to them on the day of judgment. A day that has no sun or moon or stars, or cloud or thunder or lightning or wind or water or air, or darkness or evening or morning, or summer or spring or heat or winter or frost or cold or hail or rain or dew. Ezra Revi'i, for Ezra, 7:36-41 Sefer. What will judgment day look like? How long will it take? Look on this side and on that, here are delight and rest, and there are fire and torments. Thus, he will speak to them on the day of judgment. A day that has no sun or moon or stars, or cloud or thunder or lightning or wind or water or air, or darkness or evening or morning, or summer or spring or heat or winter or frost or cold or hail or rain or dew, or noon or night, or dawn or shining or brightness or light, but only the splendor of the glory of El Elyon, by which all shall see what has been determined for them. For it will last for about a week of years. Ezra Revi'i, for Ezra, 7:38-43 Sefer. This is my judgment and its prescribed order, and to you alone have I shown these things. I answered and said, O Yahweh Sivareth, I said then and I say now, blessed are those who are alive and guard your commandments. But what of those for whom I prayed? For who among the living is there that has not sinned, or who among men that has not transgressed your covenant? And now I see that the world to come will bring delight to few, but torments to many. For an evil heart has grown up in us, which has alienated us from Elohim, and has brought us into corruption and the ways of death, and has shown us the paths of perdition, and removed us far from life, and that not just a few of us but almost all who have been created. He answered me and said, Listen to me, Ezra, and I will instruct you, and will admonish you yet again. Ezra Revi'i, for Ezra, 7:44-49 Sefer. He answered me and said, Weigh within yourself what you have thought, for he who has what is hard to get rejoices more than he who has what is plentiful. So also will be the judgment which I have promised, for I will rejoice over the few who shall be saved, because it is they who have made my glory to prevail now, and through them my name has now been honored. And I will not grieve over the multitude of those who perish, for it is they who are now like a mist and are similar to a flame and smoke. They are set on fire and burn hotly and are extinguished. I replied and said, O earth, what have you brought forth, if the mind is made out of the dust like the other created things? For it would have been better if the dust itself had not been born, so that the mind might not have been made from it. Ezra Revi'y, 4 Ezra, 7:59-63 Sefer. And now understand from your own words, for you have said that the mind grows with us. For this reason, therefore, those who dwell on earth shall be tormented, because though they had understanding they committed iniquity, and though they received the commandments they did not guard them, and though they obtained the Torah they dealt unfaithfully with what they received. What, then, will they have to say in the judgment, or how will they answer in the last times? For how long the time is that El Elyon has been patient with those who inhabit the world, and not for their sake, but because of the times which he has foreordained. Ezra Revi'y, 4 Ezra, 7:71-74 Sefer. Now, concerning death, the teaching is, when the decisive decree has gone forth from El Elyon that a man shall die, as the Ruach leaves the body to return again to him who gave it, first of all it adores the glory of El Elyon. And if it is one of those who have shown scorn and have not guarded the way of El Elyon, and who have despised his Torah, and who have hated those who fear Elohim, such Ruach shall not enter into habitations, but shall immediately wander about in torments, ever grieving and sad, in 7 ways. The first way, because they have scorned the Torah of El Elyon. The second way, because they cannot now make a good repentance that they may live. The third way, they shall see the reward laid up for those who have trusted the covenants of El Elyon. Ezra Revi'y, 4 Ezra, 7:78-83 Sefer. The fourth way, they shall consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth way, they shall see how the habitations of the others are guarded by angels in profound quiet. The sixth way, they shall see how some of them will pass over into torments. The seventh way, which is worse than all the ways that have been mentioned, because they shall utterly waste away in confusion and be consumed with shame and shall wither with fear at seeing the glory of El Elyon before whom they sinned while they were alive, and before whom they are to be judged in the last times. Now this is the order of those who have guarded the ways of El Elyon, when they shall be separated from their mortal body. During the time that they lived in it, they laboriously served El Elyon, and withstood danger every hour, that they might guard the Torah of the Torah giver perfectly. Ezra Revi'y, 4 Ezra, 7:84-89 Sefer. Therefore this is the teaching concerning them, first of all, they shall see with great joy the glory of him who receives them, for they shall have rest in 7 orders. The first order, because they have striven with great effort to overcome the evil thought which was formed with them, that it might not lead them astray from life into death. The second order, because they see the perplexity in which the souls of the wicked wander, and the punishment that awaits them. The third order, they see the witness which he who formed them bears concerning them, that while they were alive they guarded the Torah which was given them in trust. The fourth order, they understand the rest which they now enjoy, being gathered into their chambers and guarded by angels in profound quiet, and the glory which awaits them in the last days. Ezra Revi'y, 4 Ezra, 7:90-95 Sefer. The fifth order, they rejoice that they have now escaped what is corruptible and shall inherit what is to come, and besides they see the straits and toil from which they have been delivered, and the spacious liberty which they are to receive and enjoy in immortality. The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face is to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on. The seventh order, which is greater than all that have been mentioned, because they shall rejoice with boldness, and shall be confident without confusion, and shall be glad without fear, for they hasten to behold the face of him whom they served in life and from whom they are to receive their reward when glorified. This is the order of the souls of the righteous, as henceforth is announced, and the aforesaid are the ways of torment which those who would not give heed shall suffer hereafter. I answered and said, Will time therefore be given to the souls, after they have been separated from the bodies, to see what you have described to me? He said to me, They shall have freedom for 7 days, so that during these 7 days they may see the things of which you have been told, and afterwards they shall be gathered in their habitations. Ezra Revi'y, 4 Ezra, 7:96-101 Sefer. I answered and said, If I have found favor in your sight, show further to me, your servant, whether on the day of judgment the righteous will be able to intercede for the wicked or to pray to El Elyon for them, fathers for sons or sons for parents, brothers for brothers, relatives for their kinsmen, or friends for those who are most dear. He answered me and said, Since you have found favor in my sight, I will show you this also. The day of judgment is decisive and displays to all the seal of truth. Just as now a father does not send his son, or a son his father, or a master his servant, or a friend his dearest friend, to be ill or sleep or eat or be healed in his place, so no one shall ever pray for another on that day, neither shall anyone lay a burden on another, for then every one shall bear his own righteousness and unrighteousness. Then said I, Abraham prayed first for the inhabitants of Sodom, and Mosh for the fathers that sinned in the wilderness, and Yahusha after him for Yishael in the time of Achan, Ezra Reviiy, for Ezra, 7:102-1077.